When you write, don't write like see a friend you chat to. First thing is to go into the exam and don't know what the word mean, like you're in a problem. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be discussing how to get a grade 1 in CSEC English Language. Somebody who already likes writing and reading books, like if you sit this English language exam, it's not gonna be nothing for them. Honestly, it's not gonna take nothing out of them. But either way, guys, I'm gonna be giving you guys some tips on how to pass English language. So as you guys know, you have your SBA for English language. Yes, your SBA, which you do a little oral presentation in that, and you select your pieces, them and all that stuff. Cool. They analyze the language and all that stuff. Cool. If you want to get a grade 1 in CSEC English Language, first and foremost, you need to start with your SBA. Like, do you have a good SBA grade? If you get what I'm saying. I knew that I did well on my SBA, so going into the exam, I never really have no problem. I say, oh, I wonder if my SBA did good, yes or no. Ensure that you have a good SBA going into the CSEC English Language exam, right? As you guys know, we have a paper 1 and a paper 2 for CSEC English Language plus the SBA. Paper 1 is just multiple choice. It's 60 multiple choice questions. The paper 2 is a free response, which means it's a lot of writing that will take place on that English language exam, if you get what I'm saying. Going into the English language exam, just overall, both paper 1 and paper 2 may talk about. Please ensure say you work on your grammar, please, because the truth is that some people don't know anything in punctuation. So if you're a person where, or if you text somebody, or you know say nothing name comma, nothing name a full stop, nothing name exclamation mark, then you don't know nothing name a question mark, then if you know that you're that type of person going to the exam, you need to sort that out. Please review the basic punctuation marks, your full stop, your question mark, exclamation mark, all of that stuff. Please ensure so you review them, because going into the CSEC English Language exam, you're going to need to write, and you're going to need to write sensibly with correct grammar and punctuation, as well as on a paper 1. You're going to need to be able to, because the truth is that CSE you have some questions on that paper 1 where it's probably like give you a sentence and it's ask you what is wrong with the sentence. So it's not like all throughout the paper 1 might ask you like fill in the grammar. Sometimes they're going to ask you what is wrong with this sentence. You get me? So I feel like going into the exam, if you have a mastery, if you master the basic punctuations, full stop, comma, exclamation mark, question mark, you're not really have too much problem with that aspect. Guys, going into the paper 1 especially now, please ensure that you know what is an antonym. Please ensure that you know what is a synonym. Please ensure that your vocabulary is kind of at a certain level, where, because some of the questions they may ask like which word best fits this sentence, right? So in a way, CSE is saying that there is no wrong answer, but you have to really make a judgment and say which words sound best in this sentence, because sometimes all the word choices them are gonna feel like they can go in a sentence now, but you really have to dig and ask yourself, say, if I was saying this to somebody, which word out of these words would I use? And it kind of goes back to grammar, not grammar. It kind of goes back to your vocabulary, because you see, if your vocabulary is not strong going into the CSEC English Language exam, you're going to mess up. Because I'm going to give you the word choices them, and you're going to see a word, and you're not going to know the meaning, because you don't know the meaning, you don't know say it at the answer. And you're going to see a can't one day, a can't one day. If you get what I'm saying. So going into the exam, ensure say your grammar up there. Listen to me. Your punctuation up there. You know one name, exclamation, full stop, question mark, all of that, comma. Ensure say you know one name, so for the paper 1. Ensure say your vocabulary is good. Ensure that you know it's a synonym, which these are words that are different words but same meaning. And antonyms are basically the opposite, right? They're asking for the opposite. So guys, read instructions, because guess what? You see, one thing that can almost trip me up in my CSEC English Language exam, you see, when I don't read instructions, because what can happen now is that you do a section of the paper, right? And it asks for synonym, but you jump over into the next section and you not even realize that the big old antonym the right there, so and you still answer synonym go all the way down. Guys, read the instructions them. Read carefully, read slowly. All if you're going to exam and it's like, yeah, say, but it's not too hard. Read because you will mess up on some stupid things and then I'm going to say, but me didn't know the answer, so why am I choose this? Why am I do this? Read the instructions, guys. Read the instructions. And then the next part, or the next aspect, I would say, of the paper one is when they give you like a passage or a poem and they ask you questions on it. Please ensure that you're able to analyze a piece of writing, get the essence, because the poem cannot talk about taxi driver, and you, when you ask the question, you will depend something else, you get something totally different from that poem. No, ensure that you practice some questions with interpreting the question, interpreting the passages. You get me saying? Do not go in there and yeah read the poem and it's like it's a poem, or they might give you an advertisement, or they might give you like a short piece of writing, essentially, maybe like a narrative, and ask some questions. Ensure that you know how to interpret, because some of we don't know nothing of interpretation, and because we can't interpret and analyze it, we do foolishness. So if you know, say, alright, I'm weak on the antonyms, look over antonyms. You know, say you're weak on the synonyms, look over the synonyms. If you know, say, my vocabulary really not up, review the vocabulary that you have throughout the school year that your teacher has been giving you throughout the school year. Like, get some past papers. You can get some at CSECpastpapers.com. You can even go on YouTube and teachers over there working some paper ones for English language. Go on it and see the type of words them with CSE have on it. Ensure so you familiarize yourself with some of those words. Because the worst thing is to go into the exam and don't know what the word mean. Like, you're in a problem if you really book up on a word and you say, I don't know what that word here mean. And when you don't know what that word mean, it's really going to be like, okay, me have to go guess the answer now. Like, you don't want it to have to like reach that stage where you have to guess. Because when you're guessing, there's a 50-50 chance, you know? It's either you get it or you don't. So, yeah. Guys, as I say, identify your weak area. Just know, say, antonyms are a problem. Do some antonyms. Research about it. Read up on it. Practice some. Look on synonyms if you're weak on synonyms. Look at word choice if you know your vocabulary and really up there. Look at grammar. If you don't remember where you put an exclamation mark, look it up. Go on YouTube and write in where do we use exclamation mark, full stop, comma, question mark, or the quotation marks. Because the truth is that what I realize is, where the comma, we have the comma, then the quotation mark at the closing. Sometimes people mess up that and then put the quotation and the comma outside. So basic punctuation like that. If you know, say, alright, if I get a piece of writing right now, I cannot punctuate it properly. Like, if you ask to yourself, say, the only thing me know to put is a full stop, and you don't really know about other punctuation marks. Because the truth is that some things we were supposed to learn at primary school, or we were supposed to learn throughout high school, but if you know, so you just need to pay attention, you're not really in it like that, now is the time to sort out that. You get me saying? Now is the time. So you ensure your punctuation, grammar, vocabulary, all of that is up there. Now let's move on to the paper 2 a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about that. The paper 2 is a written paper, so it's not no multiple choice. You get me saying? It's written. Your grammar, if your grammar, punctuation and all of that is messy, if it's not good right now, you need to sort that out. So if you know that the punctuation is really not good, if you even swing by, if you manage to get by on the paper 1 for English language, it'll go show up in the paper 2. So listen, this person don't know nothing, a full stop, comma, exclamation or question mark. When you write that piece of writing on the paper 2, the examiners are going to look and say, but they don't know how to use a comma, they don't know how to use a exclamation mark. And as much as how you can wing your way in the paper 1, paper 2 will go show up in your writing. So ensure so you know how to write a letter. These are just some examples of some things, you know, that CXE can put on it, you know. Ensure that you know how to write a letter. Ensure that you know how to write a business letter. Ensure so you know what the indented thing looks like, or black indented. Ensure so you know how to do it. Whatever them ask you, ensure so you can do it. So know how to write a letter, know how to write a narrative piece of writing, know how to write a proper story, develop the story, get a climax, then come down to the resolution. If you can't do that, you're probably going to have a problem at the exam. But I'm just telling you guys from now, so you know what to expect and you don't go in an exam and completely lost or whatever. So when you guys see this video now, you can go deal with that right now, you can watch this video, hear what me tell you, and you can go start out yourself right now, literally. So that's what I'm trying to say right now. Your narrative, make sure you can write a proper story and something, make sure you can write a letter. Ensure that if they give you an essay, you can write the essay. Ensure that they can come up with a decent thesis statement, and you get what I'm saying? Ensure that you know certain things going into the exam. If you're teaching about that teacher nothing from school year start, now is the time for you to go pull 2 all-nighters and go learn something, guys. English language is not, to me, it wasn't like a hard subject, but depending on, as I said, which side of the field you land on, because some of us are more, we like the more reading and the words, and some people, they like the numbers more. So if you fall on the side that love numbers more, and you can't take the bag of writing, it means you have extra work for them. Those of you who already like writing and reading and all of that stuff, and your vocabulary is good, that's good for you. So you're not really to have it hard in this exam, if you get me saying. Listen to me, English language is a mandatory subject, and if you get it, so you basically try and get it out of the way from now. So you don't have to go up in a, well, you can't really move on if you don't get the English language. Like, both English and maths are mandatory, but you can't really move on without English, because as long as you have English, you can go up the scale, if you get what I'm saying. But guys, just do your best. Work on your grammar, your situation, vocabulary, all of that stuff. Ensure you know how to write a letter, how to format a letter, how to format your essay properly, how to write a narrative piece of writing, or ensure you know how to write an argumentative essay or a persuasive essay, depending on what they ask you to do in that exam. Make sure you know how to persuade somebody, right? And when you write, don't write like say your friend you chat to. No. It's not that you are going to the exam go down. You can't write like say, oh, my friend me a chat to. Write like it's a proper something. You get me? Say look at structure, look at punctuation. So although you probably have to tell your friend a story or something, you can talk, you can tap your breath for talk for 1 minute straight. No, something them come a full stop exclamation, all of that stuff, question mark. Ensure say you look over your work at the exam and know say, alright, if you write the piece of writing, and just review it and ensure say the punctuation marks are where they are. So for example, the sentence is long and you feel like it need a comma, put in a comma if you know the sentence I cannot draw too long. Or maybe the sentence needs to be reworded, then, if you get me saying. Guys, also bear in mind that on the exam it's pen you're writing, everybody knows, so when you write sometimes, writing not always be perfect the first time, so you have to cross out and stuff. But what you write, before when you're going to that exam, plan out what you're going to write before you start write. Plan it before you start write. You read instructions and say, example, 3 paragraphs you have in your head, say, alright, this is in a paragraph 1, this is in a paragraph 2, and this is in a paragraph 3. Because what I've realized is that you see when you get the paper and you jump into the paper, because this has happened to me before. You get used to the instructions and you just start write, and when you don't write, it not really make much sense, or it not really flow as how it's supposed to, because you never plan it. And so you end up if you go back and across out and try to fix up on one bag or something, and even sometimes big more paper so you can rewrite it and all that stuff. So guys, when the exam, have a mental plan of what each paragraph I gonna have. Paragraph 1 have this, paragraph 2 have this, paragraph 3 have this, etc. Know where you're going to the exam go do, guys. I wish you guys all the best. Just practice your vocabulary, punctuation, all that stuff. I wish you guys all the best in your exams. And that's the end of today's video.